likable personality, questionable statements, weird hair, generally a decent person, recognizable branding, and probably a homosexual.
Definitely a homosexual.
Alright, Jesus. Anyways, those are the quality of Lando Norris. Nope, not the video's topic. It's about the driver's reputation this time. Norris joined the F1 grid in 2019, teamed up with his teammate Carlos Sainz in McLaren, fresh out of his second F2 season, being the runner-up behind George Russell, who ended up joining Williams. McLaren was still recovering from PASD, post-Alonso stress disorder, so there wasn't much for Norris to prove. Then comes 2020, half of the races got cancelled. Thanks, Batman. So everyone became streamers, Norris included, thanks to him not being a deplorable piece of shit. He made a decent following, cracking jokes with Verstappen, random antics here and there, and just being nice to his fan. He slowly gained support from the community and fans. His racing is still lacking for the most part, frequently bottling his starts, losing positions, or suddenly became really good near the end of the race, earning himself the epithet Last Lap Lando. Norris will struggle to get his first Grand Prix win, with no avail throughout 2023, though to be fair it's not like this. Yeah. This changes in the following season in 2024, as McLaren have finally struck gold, finding massive pace in each of their upgrade packages, catching up to Max's Red Bull and some Miami magic. Norris finally got his first win. However, he also seems to have developed another side of him that comes off as insufferable after tasting the winner's champagne. His reputation started to tank after Hungary, granted a sour race for him, having to give up the lead to his teammate. He lashes out at Lewis Hamilton in the cool-down room, getting on the nerve of Team LH. Went to Zandvoort, taking Verstappen's home race and dropped his catchphrase, seemingly to mock him. Then once Verstappen had a generational run in Brazil, coming out from a Q1 knockout, winning the race in red flag conditions, and dropped that same catchphrase back at Norris, in arguably the hardest moment of the season. Norris, in the post-race interview, gave us the famous
"It's not talent, or it's just luck." So
making his PR team work overtime again. Then 2025 came. Everyone knows that McLaren has the fastest car at this point, when they came straight out of winning constructors. At this point in time, everyone just wants to see Norris lose, and this is the one time he delivered, losing China to his teammate Piastri, schooled by Verstappen in Japan, crashed in Jeddah. The streak made him a laughingstock, losing the championship lead to his teammate Oscar Piastri, still working on his third season in the sport. On one hand, everyone was laughing at him, but on the other, people also felt bad for him. It was a pretty long slump, but people stopped feeling bad for him the moment he opened his mouth again. During an interview when asked about Max, he straight up said Max was privileged, and he'd be winning too if yours was his father? For once, Norris, your father is a fucking millionaire who spent a shitload of money so you can pursue the sport. That shit is more privileged than 99% of humans on earth. And second, there's no fucking way you could win if Jos Verstappen raised you. You just be featured on the next Netflix crime documentaries thanks to the trauma he gives. Max wins because he's Max Verstappen. Lando Verstappen would not be able to become a champion, but it's not vice versa because Max Norris would have probably become the 2024 world champion. His public image soured even further after his win at Silverstone because this is also Nico, not you. Get him, Ham. Hülkenberg's first podium in 15 years, and the McLaren double podium isolated Nico to celebrate by himself. He comes to Canada. The McLarens hounded Kimi Antonelli on his first season, but couldn't overtake him. Norris later made a way too ambitious move on his teammate that promoted him to the grandstand. He DNF'd in Zandvoort, failed to get good scores after his teammate crashed in Baku. Schooled by Verstappen again in Monza, not without a papaya rules moment that brought even more controversy. Thankfully, after all of this, Norris has learned to shut himself up. He still makes stupid statements, then later pulled back on them saying they just joked. But his reputation has recovered for the most part, the courtesy of McLaren fucking him up every other races. So the spotlight is no longer on him. It will probably never return to where it was during the Last Lap Lando era, but at least now he wouldn't be remembered as a rambling bit of failure.